Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be doing a channeled message. I don't know who it is from yet. That remains to be seen. So you probably already know who it is because I'm sure that I put it in the tags and everything. It's a surprise to me. You guys already know. So without further ado, might as well just get into it. I'm just going to see who's here today. Who would like to give a message to the channel? Okay. I think that we are going to start this channel off with a bang, or at least that's what he says. So, Ra is the energy that's coming through, the ancient Egyptian sun god. I love channeling him. He's so powerful and so direct, which I love that. So we're going to see what messages that he has for us right now. Hello, my children. There are many great changes afoot. Some are currently taking place, and they are quite magnificent. Change is inevitable. It is important. It is why you are here, especially here. The reason that you are here is for the change. Change on Earth happens quite rapidly, maybe a little more rapidly than most places in the universe. And Earth is a bit of an experiment. Absolutely not at your expense, of course. It is one that is collaboration. Each and every one of your souls had a great desire to be here. Part of that agreement to be here on this planet would be to forget. You do not forget right away, though, my dears. If you look at an infant, any person just born, they have not forgotten yet. They know very well why they are here. Some are eager and excited because they've been here before and they know what to expect. Some, it is quite jarring may be their first time. And there are many uncomfortabilities created by the human body. So mostly you see happy babies that are laughing and joyful. Not much bothers them. And you also see babies who are quite uncomfortable. It is likely that those are new souls here. And they are learning too. Now, the change that you are experiencing right now is quite great, I will say. And great change, as you are going through now, over many years, is something that takes place frequently here on Earth, amongst your whole planet. And it happens in cycles. If you were as aware as other beings of time and space, you might be able to predict such experiences. And your kind does to a degree on the small scale. But you do not live long enough to do it on the larger scale. Not yet, anyway. But that is coming. Anyway, the change you are experiencing now feels overwhelming in your collective. It feels insurmountable. But I assure you it is quite natural. And it only feels as such because for some time, change has been calling. In past times on Earth, your kind has been a bit more receptive to the change, even though it may be extreme. You have been able to go with it. However, in this time, you are so smart that you have created such technologies to hopefully hold the change at bay. And you have been successful. But there will be an inevitable overflow of any dam that is created. And that is what you are experiencing now. And in decades prior, you have seen cracks of this so-called dam. Things that felt like massive change and were massive change were experienced by you, but it was simply foreshadowing of what was to come. This is a grand time in your existence, and there are a great many of you alive now to experience this change. You are here for this very uncomfortable moment in time. It is quite momentous. For you see, it is the very first time that your kind has been so successful at holding such great change at bay. But that time is now coming to an end. The wall is coming down. And a, so to speak, flood is occurring. And the flood is of truth and authenticity. With many of the inventions that your kind has developed, you have been able to create a sort of sleep for yourselves. It is a sleep that wishes to hold on to old times. If you see centuries upon centuries before this one, the societal changes were minor. And you could quite literally predict what would happen within a 30 or 40-year period. And now here, in the year of 2024, you cannot predict the next day. This is how quickly the change is happening for you. The problem that some of you are experiencing now is that it feels as though the change will never end, and that is simply false. There will be a moment where everything evens out and balance is experienced. But first, all truth must be revealed. And this is not a punishment. It is not meant to harm anyone. Even those that wish to do harm are not receiving punishment. For you see that when you operate outside of your true authenticity, especially during times of great change, it will be so uncomfortable in your personal experience to get your attention. You are simply trying very hard not to change. But it is inevitable. And there will be equality. There will be balance. There are a great many of you asking very, very loudly and very, very passionately for these things. And among them it is peace. You will not experience peace until all truth is revealed. And once all truth is revealed, there will be a time of balance that must be received. So you see, this time of change is not nearly over yet. But many of the painful parts of this change, this great change, have already occurred. It is simply now an operation of acceptance and allowance. Anything that happens in the dark must come to the light. That is what is happening to you this year, last year, and it will also happen next year. Once that has been completed, there will be a time of achieving balance, or equality as you would refer to it also. And that will be in the years to follow that. And then eventually there will be peace. Do not fear the information that is coming to light. It is important for the change. Be honest with yourself about who you are, what you are, and most importantly, what you want out of your life. Do not worry about the collective. Do not worry about the change. It is happening to everyone. Everyone and everything. You cannot escape it. So the best thing for you to do is to relax and find your joy. If you work on finding your joy, you are contributing to the collective's understanding of truth and authenticity. And you are helping the collective achieve peace more rapidly. So it is very much encouraged for each individual to focus on their own personal journey during this time of great change and upheaval. Things that have no longer been able to serve humankind must be eliminated. And I am simply talking about societal norms, beliefs, and experiences. This is great change, my dears. Be joyful. You are receiving what you have been asking for. Wow. Okay. It always takes me a second. He is so powerful. What a great teacher. I didn't know that that's what we were going to receive, or that's where that was going to go. But I'm grateful for that message. Thank you, Ra, so much for giving us guidance and clarity and hope. I know that a lot of us are very confused right now about what is going on in the collective, but especially on our own personal journeys. It feels like things are falling apart. It feels like things are being taken from us, essentially. And all of this, as he said, is an answer to a manifestation or a prayer, an ask. That ask comes from deep inside of your heart. It's your truth. The answers that you're seeking are showing up physically in each of our lives right now. And it's important for us to pay attention to that, to open up our eyes and allow ourselves to be honest with ourselves above all. If you can achieve honesty within your own self, for your own self, everything else that's happening around you is going to start making sense. It's all going to start clicking. You're going to see what this is for. Unfortunately, the resistance, or the dam, as he was referring to, is very strong. It's very strong, but it is weakening every single day. And unfortunately, that creates conflict. It creates conflict. And when you yourself as an individual have resistance to something that is meant to happen for you, there will always be a natural sense of conflict within you, within your mind, within your heart. There's like a fight going on in your head. What should I do? Should I do it that way? No, that's dumb. Should I do it that way? No, that's not going to work. You know, like that's what I'm talking about. Now, in our collective, it's not going to be looking like an individual argument. It's going to look like an argument amongst people, and large groups of people too. You have the 4B movement that's happening now. You have the wars that are happening in the Middle East, the genocide basically. And sometimes things have to get so bad for them to get better because of the stubbornness, because of the huge, intense resistance to massive change. And the change that is inevitably going to happen in our global society is equality, balance, and community. That's what we want. It's what we've seen that we're capable of. So once whatever truth has to happen, it felt like there's a lot more. There's a lot more that has to come out. And I think even after 2025, we're still going to see some things, but I think the bulk of what needs to come to light is going to happen over the next couple of years. And the balance that he was referring to, the balance that he was talking about, felt like a release of judgment, a release of shame, and the ability for us all to come together as one big community. We are a global society now. There's no denying it. We're all connected through social media. I don't know who is watching this video, but many people over many different countries could be watching this video that I've made in my attic in Little Town, New Jersey in the United States. And that's so incredible and mind-blowing. It's a fantastic thing that we have at our fingertips, and it's only going to expand. So the guidance really is to have compassion for yourself, for your journey, to focus on your own personal experience with this change, because it is great for you individually. You don't need to worry about what's happening with the collective. There are many people who are touched to fight for the collective, to be more involved. So if that is you, please follow your heart. Do what is in your soul to be doing. But there are other people who are not touched to do that because they have great change to hold within their individual lives. And it is important for us to hold space for each individual and how they essentially mourn the old and welcome in the new. Anytime that there is a massive change, whether it is in a collective or even on an individual level, you must say goodbye to what was to be able to bring in what is. And I think that there's a lot of people that are still holding on to what we used to have. Our world is never going to look like that again. It just won't. It's going to be something far, far better. And it's going to happen in small incremental changes after this massive one. It feels to a lot of people as though this change is happening incredibly slowly, but it is because as humans, the pressure that we experience here on earth as being a human is so intense that time feels like it's dragging. And the pressure that we experience is a catalyst for the change that we must do. We must do it. That is the agreement. Sure, you can come to Earth, but Earth will be intense, and it will be quick, and it will be short. And all of us said, heck yes, I want to do that. So yes, it is going to be uncomfortable, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be horrible. There is so much joy to be experienced in our lives here on Earth. The beauty of this planet, the possibilities in this planet are so great. We haven't even scratched the surface of the things that we can do here. And I'm not talking about just technology. I'm talking about experiences. I'm talking about creativity, entertainment, grounding, spirituality, everything. We've only scratched the surface. And my personal advice to you today is for you to find whatever it is that lights your heart up, that makes you the brightest version of who you are, and you run after that with abandon. And I'm not talking about another person. I'm talking about what you do for yourself, with yourself, by yourself. There's nothing greater. Anyway, my loves, that is what I have for you guys today. I do hope that you found some closure, clarity, help, assistance with this message. If you enjoyed it, please let me know in the comments what you thought. If you have any personal takes on what Ra was talking about, I would love to hear it. And if you guys could smash the like button and subscribe to my channel, I would really, really love it. I am now revitalizing the whole channel, and you're going to see a lot more of readings, channelings, information, teachings, all kinds of things. So if there's something that you are interested in learning, or maybe a spirit guide that you would like to hear from, let me know in the comments as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.